Oh, welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Gene Edwards. You're watching Loop for February the 27th, 2023, as I recap a very good game between the Edmonton Oilers and the Boston Bruins. I'm not going to really slam the Oilers on this one. I thought they played an excellent game against the top team in the league. In fact, they are also the best team on the face-off dot, and the Oilers actually ousted them pretty handily. I think it was something like 57% that the Oilers had on the face-off dot against the best team in the league for face-offs. So, you know what? I'm not going to fault the Oilers. Skinner did well. To be honest with you, this game was one of those games that was even tough for me to come up with the X factor for tonight, but there was a subtle thing that I noticed in the third period with the Boston Bruins that I came to the conclusion for my X factor tonight that I'll get into shortly. Hey, Bettman was in the house tonight. He was checking out the city, checking out what I would like to see as a Stanley Cup final between Boston and Edmonton. But we'll see. That there are still some parts that I think the Oilers need to get to that level, but we'll see. We'll see what happens here, and maybe one of those parts will come before Friday here. So this was a good game. A couple scary incidences that happened to two Boston Bruin players. One was Marchand a minute into the game as he looked like he took a Darnell Nurse skate blade right across the thigh. And we know what skate blades do to body parts, as we saw what happened to Evander Kane earlier this year. So that was scary. And then about 5 minutes left in the game, Bergeron took a Klim Kostin stick, and it looked like it was pretty close to the eye. You never like to see that, no matter what the opponent is. Even if it is an opponent like Marchand there that was kind of trashing the city there on Twitter last week. You never want to see that. It doesn't matter what they say about the city. You never want to see that to a player at all. So, yeah, luckily it didn't appear to be significant injuries. Marchand did return to the game, and it looked like Bergeron was being treated right on the bench there. So he didn't have to go to the locker room and get treated there. So it looked like it was okay, but it was still scary. When you see injuries like that, it is still scary. Okay, so let's get into the scoring summary for tonight. As it was a good game. I'm not gonna fault the Edmonton Oilers on tonight's effort. And I forgot one of the big highlights of the night. Connor Mcdavid got to 50 goals. His first time. Hard to believe that this is actually the first time in his career that he's got to 50 goals. And I even think I saw Leon Draisaitl kind of chirping him a little bit when it did happen. It's like, finally you got it. And then you could see McDavid kind of like, oh yeah, whatever. So Connor McDavid gets his 49th from Leon Draisaitl at 2:17. 13 seconds later, Thomas Nosek ties it up from Garner Hathaway and Dmitry Orlov. Hathaway and Orlov are already starting to be contributors to their new team, the Boston Bruins, as they came from the Washington Capitals just a couple days ago. Then before the first period would end, Nick Foligno would get his 10th from Charlie Coyle and Dmitry Orlov. Dmitry Orlov now 2 points on the night. That was at 15:06. The first period ends 2-1 for the Boston Bruins. We go to the second period, where Connor McDavid gets an absolute beauty feed from Klim Kostin. This would be his 50th goal of the season. And yes, again, I have to mention it. It is his first time to hit 50 goals within a season. I was kind of mind blown by that. Considering I think Leon Draisaitl's done it, I think, twice. I'm not 100% sure on that, but yeah, 50 goals for the first time in his career. It is now a 2-2 game. Then Pavel Zacha scores at 19:30 of the second period, and that's the way it would end. 3-2 for the Boston Bruins. And a good game. A good game. Nothing I'm going to say to complain about this game. I was actually quite impressed. So where are the Oilers now in the standings? Well, they still maintain the third position in the Pacific with a 32-21-8 for 72 points. They got the two wild cards right up on them, with Winnipeg at 71 points and the Kraken at 70 points. Calgary's about 6 points back, and they are the one team that is on the cutoff line. They are 6 points back of the Oilers right now, so the Oilers got some room, but again, the strength of schedule is going to be tough. But you know what? I think the Oilers actually played better in these games, because we saw what they did to the Blue Jackets the other day, and that wasn't very impressive. So that takes us now into the X Factor for tonight.
Richardson to McGillis, scores! The Edmonton Oilers have tied the game!
Here are your Edmonton Oilers X Factors for tonight.
Okay, so my X Factor for tonight, like I said, it was a tough one to think about, because I thought both teams played a very good game, and this was hard for me to dig up. But the Boston Bruins obviously winning the game. What did they do to deserve the win? And I'm going to say their defense was very good in their zone. They had all 5 guys in their zone for most of that third period. Very, very impressive. 3 high, 2 low, and they just played that shutdown kind of game. They were very good in their zone with their defense, and that's the only thing and that's really digging up. Because honestly, I thought the Oilers, this could have went either way. And to know that the Edmonton Oilers played that good against a team like the Boston Bruins, I give the Oilers props on this game. Like, I'm not going to complain at all. At all. So, now what is up next for the Edmonton Oilers? They got the Maple Leafs, the Jets for 2. They got the Sabres, and then they play the Bruins again in Boston, and the Leafs again. So, like I say, schedule does not get any easier for the Edmonton Oilers, as you can see there. But I think the Oilers played better with these teams for whatever reason. The lower tier teams seem to always, I don't know if the Oilers are just get amped up enough to play those teams. It's not exciting enough, but they were amped up to play Boston today. This was good. Like I said, I am not going to rag on them at all for this game, because I thought they played very well. And I know I've said that already 100 times. Yeah. So, congratulations to Mr. Connor Mcdavid for getting 50 goals tonight. Amazing. And just fell short just a little bit, but it is what it is. I'm just going to check the comments here. If there's any comments, no comments tonight. So, it's going to be a wrap-up here pretty quick, as I will do the preview tomorrow night on the Toronto Maple Leafs, first of 2 that they're going to have in short order as well. And that'll be it. The Toronto Maple Leafs is another team that have bolstered up their team so far, getting O'Reilly, and he's been looking good. He's already got a hat trick with the Leafs, so we'll see what they bring on Wednesday night for that one. Anyway, guys, if you're witnessing this for the very first time and like the content that I bring to you, feel free to hit like, share, and subscribe. For the rest of you guys have a great night. And as always, stay healthy, stay happy, stay hydrated. Excuse me. Stay hydrated. You have a good night, and we will talk soon.
Don't wanna sleep in cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you don't do. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. I have no regrets, yeah, I'll tie up my chest. I'll never forget what it's like to be in debt. Been stabbed in the back bed, I'll show you what happens. Pass me the